fashion trends. I'm Gini Erin welcoming you to Channel 9 News.
And I'm Kelsie Turner.
Today we're going to be talking about the latest girls and guys fashions and what you should be going out and wearing. Guys usually are wearing classic suits and ties or uniforms when they go back to war. On the other hand, girls are wearing dresses and long skirts when they're going out, but color is making a scene lately. I recommend floral patterns and polka dots. They're really in. And guys have sharp haircuts for when they come back to war and when they go to work. And girls are having shorter hair, usually curled, when they go to work and go out to party. Everybody's looking very elegant these days, and I hope you do too. And now to Kelsie.
Thank you, Gini Erin. Breaking news on December 7th, 1941, there's a devastating attack this morning in the U.S. Navy base in Hawaii by the Japanese. They swooped in with 6 aircraft carriers, 360 airplanes, and some battleship cruisers and submarines. The main goal of the Japanese was to prevent Americans from disapproving of the Japanese expansion. Unfortunately, there was 2,500 killed, 6 battleships damaged, and many more casualties, predicted to become a turning point for the U.S. to enter into the war. Roosevelt is pushing for war. He gave a statement this morning saying, "The facts of this attack stand for themselves. The people of the United States have already formed their opinions and will understand the implications to the very life and safety of our nation. Luckily, we have a president that is taking control." On to you, Brice.
Thank you, my lovely news anchors. As you can see behind me, even though there is a war going on, it doesn't stop the music lovers and moviegoers from having a good time in the States. What we have behind me are 2 dancers doing the popular dance called the swing. It's just a really fun atmosphere here to be around and really gets the groove on. But not only is dancing a hot subject, new movies are also swinging through the nation. One of the top movies is Casablanca, with the movie star Humphrey Bogart.
Louis, have your man go with Mr. Laszlo and take care of his luggage.
Certainly, Rick. Anything you say. Find Mr. Laszlo's luggage and put it on the plane.
Yes, sir. This way, please. If you don't mind, you fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
You think of everything, don't you?
And the names are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
I'm staying here with him till the plane gets safely away.
No, Richard, no. What has happened to you? Last night
Last night we said a great many things. You said I was to do the thinking for both of us. Well, I've done a lot of it since then. It all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane with Victor where you belong.
But, Richard, no,
Now, you've got to listen to me. You have any idea what you'd have to look forward to if you stayed here? 9 chances out of 10, we'd both wind up at a concentration camp. Isn't that true, Louis?
I'm afraid Major Strasser would insist.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have. We lost it until you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said I would never leave you.
And you never will. But I've got a job to do, too. Where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be any part of. Ilse, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. He's looking at you, kid.
Wow, what a movie. It's highly rated and it's definitely worth the watch.
Hi, I'm Kelsie. I'm here to inform you about the women's roles today. They're now expanding and rapidly changing as all the men go out to war. We haven't had a big say in society, but now we are having to step up. WAC is now an organization, and it's called Women's Army Corps, to help out in the massive war we are all caught up in. Women are now taking over labor-intensive jobs, becoming the attention of society. 25 to 35% have increased workforce for women. It's also exciting they've announced the All-American Girls Baseball League. Furthermore, all across the front page of the magazines is Rosie the Riveter. She is an encouragement to all women. There's a catchy song that they made about Rosie, and it says, while other girls go out in their favorite cocktail bar, sipping martinis, munching on the caviar, there's a girl who is putting them all to shame. Rosie is her name. She's calling out all the women and calling them to action.
Kelsie.
As you may have noticed, since the tragedy at Pearl Harbor, there has been wide unrest and fear across the country. All resident enemy aliens, including Japanese, Germans, and Italians, are required to register with the government and submit fingerprints. And if you are deemed dangerous, you could be deported or arrested. Over 11,000 Germans and hundreds of Japanese and Italians are currently being held in camps or have had restrictions placed upon them. As you can see now, federal troops are forcing all three groups to evacuate the West Coast. We have word that once public fear subsides, Germans and Italians will be removed from the enemy aliens list. You may think this is illegal. In normal circumstances, it would be. But the executive order of 9066, passed by President FDR, made certain areas war zones, where anyone could be removed for any reason. It is expected that 100,000 Japanese Americans will be evacuated from the West Coast, and get this, their properties will be sold for dirt cheap. So buy a vacation home now on the West Coast. You may wonder where these Japs are going. Well, they are being held in isolated towns in Arizona and Arkansas where you won't find them. Now back to y'all in the studio.
Hello and welcome to Channel 9 News. I'm Gini and reporting on breaking news over Germany. Our front lines keep sending in news of camps where it seems to be holding Germany's prisoners. It appears these camps are in operation to kill off all the Jews. As the front lines keep discovering these extermination camps, the world stands in shock over this devastating news. The living conditions of the prisoners were very harsh. They were overcrowded and filled with feces. Disease was infested throughout the camps. These concentration camps seem to put innocent people through harsh labor and harsh conditions. Our front lines have discovered gas chambers, but no mass graves due to the Nazis burning millions of bodies in the crematorium. Approximately 6 million people have been found dead, and more are being discovered. The barracks that the prisoners had to sleep in were very overcrowded and filled with feces. Disease infested the camps, and there seemed to be little help in the clinics. I would like to thank all the soldiers and men that went out and fought, for you saved many lives, and now it's Anders.
Thanks, Jenny Erin. Since the end of the war, there has been no dominant nation in the area. Because of this, communists under the Red Army are beginning to enter and occupy parts of Germany and Austria. They are calling themselves the German Democratic Republic. The weird part about this is that the boundary between Communist Germany and the Federal Republic of Germany is right through the middle of Berlin. And we have word that East Germany, under Stalin, may be building a wall to keep their people in, because many are leaving communism in favor of democracy. There has been a lasting threat behind the Soviet Iron Curtain that many have been warned of in the past, but is only becoming evident now. They are calling this drama the Cold War, because there isn't any actual fighting, just tension. The US and other Western European countries are trying to create an organization called NATO, or North Atlantic Treaty Organization, to fight this communism, as well as help those in the affected areas with supplies and food. Now back to y'all in the studio.
On to you, Brice.
Thank you, Jenny, Erin, and Kelsie. I'm coming live from Ground Zero at Hiroshima. It's a very grave looking sight here. There is no much vegetation left anymore. Buildings are fallen all around, people screaming, and kids wandering around looking for their mothers. The death toll, I heard, is 60,000 and rising. I don't expect Hiroshima to become a city again, because right now just a desolate looking place. I'm receiving word that another bomb has been dropped on Nagasaki. That just took out about 10,000 people just with the bomb dropping. The aftermath, I don't know what could be expected. But I found out that this was a planned attack by the president who authorized this attack. We can only hope that this will end the war and make America victorious. God bless America.